Let's open the Ubuntu app and go to my code directory where we are practicing. We have a series of directories and files here. You can see that the directories are in blue color while the files are in white color in the list. Let's go into the learn directory and check the list of its contents. You can see that there is nothing inside the learn directory. Now, let's assume that we want to copy a file, for example, africa.txt, into the learn directory. To do that, we firstly need to go back to the parent directory where both files and the learn directory are located. Let's first try it in the GUI. Here, you can see all the folders and files. Opening the learn folder, you can see that it is empty. So, let's go back to where both the file and the learn folder are located, which is my codes folder. From here, we can copy any file of our choice and paste it into any folder of our choice. Let's copy the API file. Right click on the file you want to copy. If you are using Windows 11, you can click on this icon at the top and it will copy the file. But for those who are not using Windows 11, let's click on show more options here and then click on copy. Now open the learn folder and paste the file there. You can see that the learn folder is no longer empty. It now contains the API file. If we go to the learn directory in the terminal and check the list of its contents, you can see that it is no longer empty. So let's go back to my codes. Now let's use the terminal to copy a file. Let's copy africa.txt into learn. To do this, we use the cp command followed by the name of the file you want to copy and then the directory you want to copy it into. Here, africa.txt is the file I want to copy and learn is the directory I want to copy it into. So I can now press enter. To confirm whether the file was copied into the learn directory or not, we need to check the list of its contents inside the learn directory. To do this, let's first go into the learn directory and then use the ls command to list its contents. You can now see that we have two items here and africa.txt is included. If we check it in the GUI, you will also see the file there. Let's go back to the terminal and do more practice. Let's copy another file. Let's copy my file.txt into the learn directory. Now, let's go to learn and check the list of its contents to confirm that it was copied successfully. You can see it is there. Perfect. Let's go and copy another file. Let's copy text.txt into learn. Now, let's go to learn and check the list of its contents again to confirm if it was copied there. You can see it there. We now have 4 items inside the learn directory. Let's go back to my codes. You may notice that every time we copied a file, we always entered the directory just to check if the file was really there. But actually, we can check the contents of any directory without first going into it. This saves us the stress of entering the directory just to use ls and come back again. To check the contents of any directory from the current directory, you simply type ls followed by the name of the directory. Let's try it with learn. Type ls space learn. You can see that it shows us the 4 items inside the learn directory. We are able to do this directly inside the my codes directory without even entering the learn directory. But if we type only ls, it gives us the list of the items in the current directory, which is my codes. However, the moment we enter the learn directory and want to check the items there, you only need to type ls because learn has now become the working directory. You can see the results are the same. Now, let's go back to my codes. Let's check the content of the testing directory. You can see that it shows nothing. This means that the directory is empty. There is nothing there. If you don't believe me, let's use the traditional method of checking a directory. Let's go into the testing directory and type ls. You can see that it gives us the same result. There is nothing there. That means the method we used earlier is correct. Now, let's go back. You can see that I now have a lot of things displayed in my terminal. And you may not like that. If you want to clear the screen and have a fresh clean screen, all you need to do is type the word clear and then press enter. You can see that we now have a clean screen, and at the same time we are still inside the my codes directory where we are working. Let's go into testing and see what is inside it. There is nothing there. Now let's go back and copy some files into it. Let's copy africa.txt into testing. To confirm if it was copied successfully, let's check the contents of testing using ls space testing. You can now see that it is no longer empty. We now have africa.txt inside it. If we enter the directory and confirm again, you can see that we get the same results. Now, let's go back and do more practice. Let's copy ubuntu.txt into the testing directory. Let's confirm it. You can see that it is there. Now, let's copy file from GUI.txt into testing. You can see that we now have three items inside the testing directory. Now, let's check the GUI to see if everything we've copied is reflecting there. Let's open the testing folder. You can see that all the files are there. Perfect. Let's clear the screen. Now, you already know how to copy a file into a directory. But what if we want to copy a directory into another directory? How do we do that? Let's first try the same method we used for copying files. For example, let's try to copy the from GUI directory into the learn directory. You can see that it gives us an error. If you read the error message carefully, you will notice that the terminal is telling us that to copy a directory into another directory, you need to use cp space -r, not the ordinary cp command we used for files. So let's try cp space -r space from GUI space learn. Now let's check if it was copied successfully. You can see it there. So whenever you want to copy a directory, you use cp space -r. Let's try another example. Let's copy the new file directory into the learn directory. You can see that we now have it there. If we check it in the GUI, you can also see those files and folders there. We can also copy folders into another folder in the GUI, just like this. You can see it here. So if we go back and check the list of items inside the learn directory in the terminal, we should see from terminal there. You can see it there. This confirms that the GUI and the terminal work hand in hand. If you enter the learn directory and type ls, you will still get the same result. Now, let's go back and do more practice. Let's copy new folder directory into testing directory. You can see it there. Remember that when you are copying a file, you do not include -r. Let's copy my file.txt into the testing directory. You can see it there. But when copying a directory, you must include -r.